What up, gamers? This is a Halo Flashpoint battle report. Today is a stockpile scenario, so we have the map set up with all the power seeds going diagonally across the battlefield, with each team's power seed station located across the map from each other, and spawns are in opposite corners, which is going to be down over here and up over there. Today we are doing a Team Hydra mirror, so we have Team Hydra down over here with the Spartan MK1 holding the Pulse Carbine, the Brawler with the Needler, Deadeye with the Stalker Rifle, and Zvezda with the Cinder Shot. And on this side we have Team Kessoku Band with the same. They're going to be using the black die with the dark blue command die, and Team Hydra is going to be using the white die with the white command die. Now the rules for Stockpile, for those unfamiliar, the goal is to get 5 power seeds in your own power station. While you are holding the power seed, you cannot shoot and you cannot sprint, but you can throw the power seed 2 cubes away on a 3 dice range test 2. No modifiers or rerolls allowed. If it succeeds, then it lands on the target cube. If it fails, then it scatters. It's dropped in the cube if the model carrying it is killed, unless they're killed in assault, and then the enemy model can pick it up unless they're already carrying one. It can also be moved by force, like a knockback or a frag. If the model is pinned, they'll drop it. And anything else? Yes, when you pick up the power seed, you will immediately stop if you were sprinting when you picked up the power seed. Can't sprint any further. We're also going to use the advanced scenario recon test rules because I think that's a bit of fun and I haven't seen anyone do it yet. So the way to do that is you're going to have a 5 dice recon test. 5 up counts as a success, and it is just a direct comparison. The winning team gets to roll on the winner effect recon table, the losing team rolls on the loser effect, and then the winner gets to decide who deploys and moves first. Alright, so again, white is Team Hydra and black is Team Kessoku Band. So white is Team Hydra. 5 and up, only 1. And black is Kessoku Band. 2, alright, well they have succeeded, winning by 1, so they get to roll 1 die on the recon table. 5. Alright, a 5 means that 2 friendly models may perform a 1 cube advance action each. Do not mark them as activated. They may not enter a cube occupied by an enemy. Pretty solid, it's like an extra scout. And if you give that to your scout, then that's 2 free movements at the beginning, which is huge. And the loser effect roll, 8. And the loser effect roll is 8, which gives one of your models an explosive ammo item. Pretty solid. Alright, so Kessoku Band has decided that they will go first, so they will be able to deploy in any of this part of the corner. Now before we finish deploying, this is the weapon draw for this game. We have an explosive start, both fuel rod guns being deployed, energy sword and the Hydra also being deployed on the top side of the map. Now before deploying everyone else, Kessoku Band has decided 1 MK7 down there next to the power seed station will be using the bonus movement from the scout roll. Deadeye up top, as they should be, and then the Brawler down here in prime position to pick up the energy sword, and then the Zvezda coming all the way down here, not particularly in cover, will be using the scout roll as well as their own scout ability to pick that up before the game even begins. And Team Hydra is going to deploy over here, the Brawler taking the low ground to hide from the other Deadeye, MK7 in position to make a diagonal scramble over to that fuel rod gun, Deadeye taking up the cube 2 position, and the other Zvezda hiding away from the Deadeye and ready to charge towards these power seeds or the Hydra. Team Hydra is also going to give the explosive ammo to their Deadeye, which is open information. I will try to keep it hidden from myself as best I can. over on Kessoku Band, we are going to use the Scout Test movement to go one there, as well as over here, I'm gonna rule, that does not take up half the cube, so I'm gonna rule that they can scramble over that. It wouldn't make much of a difference, because otherwise I would just go kind of down there, which maybe I'll do that anyway. Is there any compelling reason to go up there? Actually, no, there isn't. No, all right, they're just gonna hide away down here, away from the Deadeye. As you can kind of see, there are 2 items on that cube, but didn't really have a path to get there. I guess I could have ruled that I could scramble diagonally up that wall and up onto there. That would give the Deadeye line of sight almost certainly. Okay, so that was the deployment scout, and then one more, because both Zvezdas have scout. Now they don't get to pick it up just yet, but this Zvezda is going to use that to go for the Hydra, take the power position. They're going to use it to come this way. Now then, command dice for Kessoku Band. 2 special orders and an extra model. I believe Tactician 1 only allows 1 reroll. I'm going to get rid of one of those special orders. Neither of them is likely to come into play on the first round, but oh well. Extra die, always useful. And Team Hydra. 2 extra models. With the extra movement, that snapshot might actually come into play. But 2 extra models is not that useful. I've only got 4, and you can't use it on the first turn of a round anyway. So realistically, you only use it once, but you can use it to swipe turn order. So I guess I'll reroll a snapshot. Okay. Well, that's useless. Okay, so turn 1. Probably gonna wait patiently for that. I think we're gonna sprint with the brawler. Go 1, jump across that gap. 2, grab the sword, and then do you even need to sprint, or should I just crouch? No, I should sprint. Can I climb up that? Can I climb up that? I don't think so. That's not big enough. I don't have a wall to climb up there with. 1, 2. I don't want to go in there. Maybe I will go in there. Maybe we'll come down here. Yeah, we'll be able to get through that. Yeah, I'm just going to come down here. So I'm going to go boink, boink, and then drop down here after having grabbed the sword and be out of sight. All right, so Brawler activated, holding an energy sword. Cannot activate an extra model at the moment, or would. All right, Team Hydra, that Brawler is going to stay over there, but this guy is going to be able to go diagonally up there, I believe, and then one more, grab the Hydra, or not the Hydra, grab the fuel rod gun, as well as whatever this is. Ooh, plasma grenade, very nice. And then they're just gonna stand right here, get some partial cover from the Deadeye so they don't just get clear shot on, and then take this fuel rod gun and we're gonna shoot somebody with it. It does have range 4, so you are in range. That cube is in range if he can see it. I don't think he can see that cube. That seems pretty rough. That Deadeye is 1, 2, 3, nope, 4. Just 1 cube short. Unfortunate. And the other MK7 is way back there. So that is also an impossible shot. So I'm just going to shoot at the Zvezda down here. So it is explosive. So first, 3 dice test. It's got to succeed. Do I even make it? Yes, sir. That's 2 successes. That is going to hit that cube, no problem. Now, frag 5. So we take all 5 of these. And that is on a 4 and up, I believe. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, 1, 8. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that one. That's another success. So that's 5 successes. Now it is Zvezda's turn to save, which is on a 4 and up. That's 3, with one of those is an 8. Let's see what else we got. Another 8. Unbelievable. That's 5 successes. Unbelievable. Absolutely nutty shot, but it does not a single thing. Actually, that's not true. It does still actually scatter whatever the results. All survivors are scattered on an explosive. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, blah, blah, blah. What do we got there? 7. So they're going to be thrown. I'm not sure if they're thrown through that since it's kind of a partial cube. I guess I'll roll to see if they go through it or if they're pinned. There's probably a rule for it, but I'm just going to go ahead and 50-50. 5 and up, they go through it. 4 and below, they get pinned. 4 and below, there they are. You are now pinned, my good sir. Doink. And I believe there's also a damage test for the wall. Actually, no, just read the rules. You are not, in fact, slammed into that wall. You will go into there as soon as I figure out how to get myself in there. Which I think I can do just by sliding it around over here. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. Still pinned, though. Just not slammed into the wall. And now, what is he doing in there? Yeah, he's in there. Not visible from there. Could be visible from that window, though. But not much you can do about that. That's the result. Alright, well, no damage dealt, but pinning is pretty nice. Now then, Kessoku Band, turn 2 here. So, we do have an extra model activation. We are probably going to use that this turn. Now, are you in range? You. I don't have an extra shoot, which I would have loved to use, but alas. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, sir, you are in fact in range for a range 6 weapon. Actually, are you in range? I wonder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. One more. One more. Did I fuck up? Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's in range. Is he visible? Is he visible? I think so. Let me flip this video. This is gonna look so bad. Yes, sir. He is visible. Not clearly. So I could choose to take that shot or not. Okay, so he's got those. 1, 2. Actually, you know what? I've got a better idea, I think. I think I have a better idea. It's probably a terrible idea. We're gonna do it. Okay, so I'm gonna not do the Deadeye right now. We are gonna take this guy, and he's gonna sprint. 1. Hold on. Maybe he can. 1. So he'll be able to go around that. Then he can go up there and then drop down, right? I'm pretty sure he can do that. So he won't be able to go through that corner because that corner's kind of blocked. 1, 2. No, he can do that. Yeah, he can definitely do that. So 1, swing around the corner. 2, and then jump this guy. And come right over here to do it so that he can't get shot by the Deadeye. Well, it's brawl time. So that's going to be 5 dice for the MK7. There is no snapshot to be used here, so you are going to be quite stuck. Well, 2 successes isn't great. Not the best result. But it is just 3 for the Zvezda, survival 4 and up, and that's only 1 success there. Okay, so one of those is going to go through. So Zvezda loses a shield. And then we're going to spend the extra activation. So you're activated. And now, oh, wait a minute. No, it's implosion. And you didn't get the fuel rod. Didn't get the fuel rod off of that. That kind of stinks. I can't do it anyway. Do I even, well, no, I might as well. Unless, no, we're not going to spend the extra activation. Nope. Okay, so they're brawling. Now then, Deadeye here has not a clear shot to the other Deadeye, but it is in range, does have the explosive ammo. You've gone. Brawler's chilling over here. I think the Brawler's just going to make the play for the objective. So we're going to go 1, 2, grab the power seed, and then we're going to throw it, which does have to succeed on a 3 dice range test. 2 of them have to succeed. On the Brawler's range stat is 50-50. So let's see what happens. I don't know. I don't actually know what happens. I'm not sure if that explodes or not. I think it does. I think it explodes. So we're going to treat it like it does. Didn't matter. Okay, so that's not going to hit the target cube. That is, in fact, going to scatter. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these 3 off. This hits, it's going to bounce in. This hits, it's going to bounce there. This hits, it's going to bounce there. So take this. 3. Cool. Didn't even have to think about it. So that's just going to drop right there. That's it for our Brawler. And now our Deadeye. Do we spend the extra activation? Yes, we do. We do spend the extra activation. And then we're going to... Zvezda isn't great in hand-to-hand. MK7 is better in hand-to-hand. But it does have good survive. We're going to break away. This Zvezda is going to break away, which means MK7 does get a free attack on it. Probably won't result in... Oh. Okay, just 2 successes. Come on, that could have been so much worse. Let's take the 3 for Zvezda. And look at that, there's nothing. That did absolutely nothing. I knew breaking away was a good idea. So, he's gonna break away. Just come right here. Let's see, is there a way I can use the walkway to completely block? I don't think so, but it's probably fine. We're just gonna do that. And then we're gonna use the Cinder Shot. So, first, 3 dice test. This is an grenade. Okay, one of those succeeded. I'm pretty sure that's all that needs to. Yes, sir. One's all that needs to. Now, this is Implosion 5. Now, Implosion is not an explosion, which does mean it's not gonna cause scatter or slamming into walls, unfortunately, or dropping anything. But, yeah, it's ESD1, lethal 1. It's gonna be good. And that would be fantastic, actually. Yes, sir. You succeed on 4 and up. So that's 4 successes. And now the MK7 has to survive on these. And do we want to use the extra die? We've got everything. What else is he going to do? No, we'll keep the extra die. We'll use it for something else. Okay, so that's 2 successes. Not too bad. We'll go ahead and take 2 of those away. So that's 2 remaining. Now first, ESD1 takes care of one of those, and then one of those hits takes care of the other energy shield, and then does not have any armor piercing, so that last hit just bounces off the armor. Okay, there we go. Just depleted energy shields. But that is better than the result of the MK7 into the Zvezda, which was just 1 energy shield. And that's about to be healed back up, so that barely even matters. Now then, so we've got 2 left. The Zvezda and the Deadeye. So Deadeye's the only one left, really, right? I guess we'll just start with the Zvezda. Gonna have to unpin ourselves. So we're kind of stuck down there, and the situation is kind of ass. But in a funny way, actually. No, this is gonna be extremely funny. And it's going to move right back and grab the fuel rod gun once I can get my fingers in there. Okay, so fuel rod gun acquired, and that's kind of it. But looking at it like this, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. And 1 down in case it mattered. I don't think it does, but you are in range. I don't believe that's a clear shot. Almost certainly not. Nope, not a clear shot, but is high ground. So we're going to take that, and we're going to use the sniper scope of our stalker rifle. So that's 3 base, 2 for sniper scope, 1 for high ground. We're getting 6 die. Not going to get to use that explosive ammo that the enemy has, but 6 die and exploding on 7s and 8s is pretty good. Oh, that's huge. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes and 3 additional die. Very real possibility I'll have to borrow some more. Nah, that's very underwhelming. But 6 successes is pretty good. Oh, I'm stupid. Right, I intended to use the extra die, and I'm going to allow myself to do that because I knew I wanted to do that. So this is that extra die from the command dice, and that's 1 more success. Cool. Yes. So, and did I do this? Yes. Yeah, I also activated that. So we're left with the snapshot, which, I don't know. So the 3 survival test for the brawler succeeds on 5 and up. And that's just 1. So that one is going to take away 2 of these, and that's going to be big shot. 6 successes left. So 2 of those take out the brawler's energy shield. The sniper scope does have armor piercing 1, so that's Those two out take care of the energy shield. One hits armor. The gun takes care of the rest, and that is 3 more successes. So this brawler is leaking. 3 wounds and just 1 more success, and that was a headshot that killed this guy. Incredibly close. Okay, well that is it for Kessoku Band, and now it is Team Hydra's last fella. He has explosive ammo. He doesn't have any good shots, not any good ones. He could just try to take out the Deadeye over there. They're on the same level, so he won't have that, but he does have the explosive ammo. Yeah, we'll try and use it. Try and keep the high ground. That'll be very valuable to do. Yep, we'll do that. Okay, so 3 base die, 2 for sniper scope, and then explosive ammo, which I'm not sure what it does. Alright, so it turns out explosive ammo gives +1 to a dice range test, as long as it's not an explosive or grenade type, and also grants lethal. So this is going to be a pretty big deal. That is 6 dice, exploding on 7s. Okay. 3 successes, but 2 8s, so that's pretty good. 2 more, okay, another 8. Don't like that the dice are dwindling like this. Another 8, okay, keep it up. Last one, a 7, that also explodes. Now we're talking. And a 1, all right. But 6 successes out of 6, that's pretty good. And by pretty good, I mean absolutely phenomenal. It's like 75% chance for a Deadeye to hit. So, but only 50% to survive, which is what Kessoku Band, ooh. Oh no, that is 0. That is nothing. That is a big old goose egg. Okay, so 2 of these, take out shield. So Deadeye, shields are down. 1 armor piercing, 1 takes out the rest of the armor. 3 more hits to the head, and with the lethal 1 granted by the explosive ammo, that is a 1-hit kill. You are dead. Okay. Excellent rolls. Deadeyes are very, 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 very good. I think even better with the stalker rifle, being able to use sniper scope right off the bat is really, really nice. Now that is the end of round 1. There are no points scored. That power seed did not make it in over there. We had a bit of a brawl over here, a bit of a scramble over here with the explosive stuff, just kind of hiding away from the deadly Deadeye upstairs, and 1 dead Spartan. So, end of round cleanup. You're already dead, so all your stats are reset. Take the activation tokens off. Everyone regens 1 shield. So this Zvezda is completely unmarked. This brawler is still very close to dead. And we're going to go ahead and keep the snapshot here with Tactician. And we're going to use one of these to steal turn order and keep the other one also due to Tactician. So, Team Hydra is taking over the turn order. They're going to be going first, and they're going to roll 2 command die, 2 movements. I kind of want an extra shoot. Okay, well, just got another movement back. That's fine. It's still good. I was just hoping for an extra shoot. That would have been great. And then Kessoku Band, movement and shoot. That's exactly what I wanted. Maybe I should... Nope. Movement and shoot. Movement and shoot is great. And we're going to have to replenish 1 weapon and and get one new item on the field. So I don't remember what these are, but just in case I subconsciously do, I'm going to shuffle them again, and we are going to pick up a focus rifle. Very cool. And the focus rifle is going to end up anywhere that isn't 7 and 8. 7 and 8, I reroll. Okay, 6. 5 to 6, that's right there. So the focus rifle is going to go right up top. So he gets kind of his choice between the fuel rod gun or the focus rifle, which let's see what that is going to look like. Range 6, continuous fire, so it is a chance to hurt yourself. ESD 2, long, that sucks. Along with continuous fire, that really sucks. Lethal 1 in optics. It is deadly. Extraordinarily deadly. Just got some drawbacks. Yeah, the option that Sniper Scope brings, I think, is a lot better than being forced to take a long one. It is almost always better. Like, it being a long action, but with optics. Like, yeah, it explodes on 7s and 8s, and it's 1 extra die, but I would rather it just be Sniper Scope. Oh well, guns are different. So, one new item. I'm using the white as the x-axis here and the black as the y-axis. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3 right next to the brawler. We're going to get something, whatever that is. Cool. Okay. Any other cleanup? I don't believe so. All right. Now Hydra has taken the turn order over. So what are they going to do now? I kind of like the idea of just leaving the Deadeye up there. I do have to throw the power seeds. I want the brawler to be fighting. But on the other hand, he's already almost dead. So I think I just kind of want to throw some power seeds over. Yep, all right. So we're just going to move 1 over here and take the auxiliary throw action. So that's a 3-dice test. You have to succeed to land on the target cube. The target cube being the power seed station here. 8. Okay, well, established earlier that this does explode. Okay, that 2 succeeds. So, scoring the first point with a nice little toss. Bada bing, bada boom. And that was an advance and an auxiliary action. So he is big chillin'. Still turn 1, so cannot use that extra model activation. Would love to, but can't do it. So, back to Kessoku Band. What's the range on the fuel rod gun? 4, huh? One, 2, 3, 4. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3. No. Okay, so I have to be. He would have to stand right there. And the way I've got this wall positioned, it's such that it's like that. That is a half wall. He should be able to go over that. Does he have a shot to that cube from there? You know, I think he does. I think you do. So that'll be from there. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, sir. All right. So you are gonna climb up here. You're also gonna pick up whatever this is, which is new. That's neat. And for you, that is, oh. Is that a target locate threat sensor? Ooh. Which allows everyone to target the entire mod. Oh. No, I'm going to use that. I think that's a free action. Yep, we're going to go ahead and use that. That is a free action. So, activating the threat sensor, I can draw line of sight to any model, no matter where they are, for the rest of the round. That is a fantastic thing to have on the first turn of the round. So, the fuel rod gun itself doesn't draw line of sight to a model, it draws it to the cube. But I can definitely... Oh no. I believe you can see that cube. So that is, first of all, a 3 dice range test. Is that gonna make it? 2, that's a 7. All right, 3 dice range test. Only one has to succeed. That will in fact hit the cube. All right, frag fight if I want to use that. No, I don't. I don't need it. So, well. 4 successes, 1 8. Okay, just 4 successes flat. Now, how will you survive? If I have survived, absolutely nothing. Well, this is gonna sweep you clean off your feet, if it doesn't even just kill you outright, which it might. So, ESD1 first. That's gone. One of these takes care of your other energy shield. It does not... Oh, it does have armor piercing. That has armor piercing too. Your armor doesn't matter. That's 3 remaining hits. And lethal 1, that just straight up kills him. Goodbye. It removes him from the high ground, which is fantastic for Kessoku Band. Okay, very cool. You are activated. Can't do anything else there, but I can't shoot. We're going to shoot again. We're going to do it. We're absolutely going to do that. We're going to use that fuel rod gun, and we're going to knock this guy out of here. Best case scenario. Ooh, this is a very good best case scenario. All right. So, yep. We got a success there. And 5 dice. That's a 5 still, right? Yep. Okay. Well, 3 successes. Still good. It's not going to kill outright. But it is going to explode. And that's what we're after. And I think you survive on 5 and up, so that is nothing. So, 3 successes to your none. That's ESD1. 1 takes care of that. Armor piercing 2, so that is 2 direct hits plus lethal 1. You have nothing. You are wounded to hell and back. And now, you get scattered. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We want a 1 or an 8 or a 3. 1, 3, or 8. 1, 3, 5, or 8. 3. Absolutely beautiful. So he, oh no, also, oh no, I'm not sure what that was. All right, energy seed there. Where was this? I think it was an item. Yeah, there were supposed to be 2 items on that cube. So he falls there. The victim does get to decide where they fall, and he's going to decide to fall behind that cover. This little cube goes over there. I think there was an item, wasn't there? I thought there was an item. I thought there were 2 up there. Where'd it go? Can't find it. Oh well, if I find it later, I'll know what happened. And now, you fell from 2 cubes, plus you're definitely pinned, because the explosion does pin you, so you are pinned. Alright, you're pinned up there, and this is, since you fell from the 2nd cube on the stack, gravity gets 4 dice. Oh my. I think that's 4 and up. Give me a sec. That is in fact 4 and up succeeds. I think this guy's gonna just die from gravity. That's 5 successes, and he only gets 3 here. Only one of these needs to hit. He needs to roll the absolute nuts, and he did not. Goodbye, Spartan MK7. You do drop your item on the cube, so that's down there. You are removed from the battlefield. You're fortunately no longer pinned. The fuel rod gun does go to supply. Those replenish. Wound counter goes back. And then I believe what you're supposed to do is take this token and put it on a respawn point. And then anyone who respawns there just takes it. But that's kind of annoying. So, oh, I wonder how that interacts. That's funny. I'm gonna put it over here. It'll be funny. All right, so that was an excellent turn 1. That's 2 kills with the fuel rod gun, which does not have 2 use, by the way, so you can just keep blasting away. What was your first move? The brawler, I believe. Now all you did was move the brawler, and then the Deadeye and the MK7 died. Maybe I should have had the MK7 do something else. So, you have the Zvezda left, and then you're going to have to respawn 2 things. I'm not exactly sure how it works, so we're going to do it like this. MK7 is going to respawn right here. They're going to pick up this fuel rod gun again. But they also respawn right on the other MK7, who is going to use the snapshot. I think you can do this for just a 3 dice test. I'm pretty sure you can do this. All right, so 3 dice test. Okay, 2 of those are going to succeed, and it is just with the pulse carbine. Oh, he does have way to fire 1 with the pulse carbine, that is correct. Okay, well, just 2 successes against the survive up here. That's, yeah, you were totally fine. Okay, the snapshot did not do anything there. Maybe it would have been better used some other way, but with the brawler out of the way, I'm not too worried about it. Now, we need the assault. So he advanced onto this cube, so that is going to be a 5 dice assault. The other MK7 is not injured. You are not injured, so this is just 5 versus 3. And that is 5 successes. And this is going to be against the 3 from the other MK7, which is just 2 successes. So we'll take these out of here. So that is now 3. One of those goes to the energy shield. And the knife does have arm piercing 2, so that is 2 wounds down on Kessoku Band's MK7. Do we want to do anything else? Do we want to activate another Spartan? Do we want to finish that guy off? I think that's kind of rough, actually. You know, we're going to go ahead and activate. Who do we activate? We're going to activate this Zvezda. And then we're going to use this movement to just move him 1 up there. Use the advance. Ah! It's a very precarious bridge. All right, so that was the dice, the advanced movement, and then we're gonna toss that seed. We're just gonna aim right there. Okay, 8 and 5. I get another, but it doesn't matter because that succeeded anyway. So that power seed ends up right there away from Kessoku Band. So that's 3 over there. Now, I can't pass, but I've got 3 other guys left. So you have to advance onto the field. Might as well try to kill the brawler. Do we have another advance? Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. Okay, so you're gonna advance 1 onto the board, and then using the engine, spring up to here. That's a pretty clear shot. That street light is not in the way. So, unfortunately not sniper scope, so we will not explode on 7s, but it is a clear shot. And it is armor piercing 1 still. So that's still useful. All right, we'll take these 5. Really wish sniper scope still came to play, but it does not. 4 successes against the brawlers. Oh my goodness. Okay, does absolutely nothing. Dodges out of the way. But I'll still have an advance. It's just kind of it. Yeah, the advance isn't going to do much for him. All right, well, you did not have your day. Okay, back over here. I could have the Deadeye join this brawl. If the Deadeye joined the brawl, then what would happen? If I do that, instead of spawning over here, which is just kind of on this cube, I put it on the ground level, but I think you can actually spawn anywhere on the stack. Could put it here. I'm pretty sure I can have the Deadeye spawn all the way up on top. Which might just be the way to go. Yeah, yep, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, Deadeye spawn up top. Might need to use that movement because okay, so that's spawn up top, and then the other advance action, move diagonally onto this bridge. And then, are you in range? Oh, duh, threat sensor. I didn't even have to worry about drawing line of sight. Well, I still want a clear shot. Yeah, of course. Yes. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, you are certainly in range. Now, that is... Yep, that's a clear shot. Again, no sniper scope because I don't get to use a long action for this. But I do have high ground by 1, so this is going to be 6 to their 3. Really missing the sniper scope because that would have been another exploding thing. But that is 6 successes, which is a lot better. Six to 1. Curious. All right, so take that 1 out. So that's 5 remaining successes. 2 go straight to the energy shield. Armor piercing 1. So 1 takes care of the other armor. So that's 2 remaining wounds that go down on this Deadeye. Did I use that movement? I didn't. So I guess I'll carry that over. All right, so everyone's activated over here. We've got 2 more on this side. So you've got that extra advance, which probably gonna use it on the brawler. Can the brawler feasibly get up to there? So he's in that cube, which is 1, 2, 3. You know, I think he can. I actually think he can. Which is kind of silly, but he's going to do it. Yep. He's going to do it. And there's a way you can do that. So, we're going to use this up there, and that's going to advance him. Yeah. I should be more careful with how I'm constructing this, and I should actually put these things and lock them down. But I was being lazy. I'm not going to bother with that one. Probably won't come into play. So, anyway, that was the advance die to get him over here. So that's 1. That was just 1. So then, sprinting 1. 2 to get into this cube, and then using the wall and the hatch to scramble up and move diagonally 3 into the same cube as the Deadeye. This would be easier if I did it a different way. I really hope I don't just bork this, but you know what? He's just going to be over here. I'm going to move the Deadeye a little bit because I kind of want the Brawler to also be in cover, but the way I've constructed this bridge is not conducive to that. Yeah. Close enough. Where'd that Deadeye go? There you are. He's also going to ignore the focus rifle along the way. He's got an energy sword. That is much better, especially for this scenario. There we go. All right, end result. That fell down, and that cover needs to be back over here. I've probably moved it so many times. Okay, all right. They're brawling. They're now brawling with the energy sword. So that's going to be the base plus 2 for the assault. Exploding on 8. Hello. Ack. Not great, but 5 successes with ESD 2 and lethal 1 and armor piercing 3. This Deadeye just might die once again. Or not. That is 3 successes and an 8. Okay, 3 successes. So we'll take these out. Take these 3 out. So that's 2 remaining successes. ESD 2 immediately takes care of these 2 shields. Armor piercing 3 takes care of both of the armor. 2 remaining hits plus lethal 1. Very close to dead. Unfortunate. Almost. And now the last one, Spartan MK7 all the way up here. So he's currently brawling with the MK7 that holds the fuel rod gun. He could try to leave. Probably gonna die. And the fuel rod gun is just kind of there. If he can take... Alright, you know, he's just gonna fight. He's just gonna fight. If he can somehow manage to take the fuel rod gun away in an assault, that would be great. Also, if he runs away, he's probably just going to get stabbed in the back and die. So, we'll see what happens. Hey, that's pretty good. 3 successes and 2 8s. Okay, 4 successes. That's not too bad for something that started on just a base 3. But he is wounded, so on the survive test, the other MK7 will get 4 die. Oh. Okay, cool. Well, despite rolling really well, the opponent also rolled really well, resulting in absolutely no damage whatsoever. So that activated our last fella. So we'll take these activation tokens all off. Everyone will regen 1 energy shield unless you are already dead. Okay, so this brawler is actually no longer in danger of just croaking. Not right now. Take all these activation tokens off. And now we need to get another weapon. So, well, first we need to check if anyone's won. I know there isn't. There's only 1 point that's been scored. There's a lot of killing going on, but not a lot of actually going for the objective. We're just going to take this. All right, carbine. It's okay. It's decent. And let's see, there's only 2 spaces left for it. 1 to 2 and 3 and 4. So I'll just say 4 and below is up top and 5 and up is below. 1. All right, so that is going to go up top, right up there. And then we're going to get a new item down on the field. Again, white is x-axis and black is y-axis. 5 and 3. Did I get 3 and 5 last time? I got something very similar. I got the exact same, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay. Well, it's just not going to be the threat sensor. We're going to drop that in there. Or is that item? No. That was supposed to be there. Okay. So whatever that mystery item is just chilling down there. Now take the dice, move them out. Command die. So we're going to keep the extra advance. I think that's going to be useful. And then we're going to roll 2. We don't need both of these. Certainly not. So we're going to keep 1. And another advance. Okay, that's pretty good. And Kessoku Band has nothing to save, so they're going to be rolling everything. Snapshot, assault, and a movement. The assault's going to be great. The movement's going to be great. Snapshot could be useful. Yeah, we're going to keep those. Those seem good. Maybe an extra shoot over the assault. Maybe. But we're going to do it like this. All right. So that is all of that. Team Hydra is going to take the first move. And they're going to try and get rid of the fuel rod gun. They're going to do it like this. Yeah, they're going to do it like this. All right, so the brawler is going to do a blaze away, which is the rapid fire action on the Needler. Now, 4 dice. The blaze away is a 4 dice range test against 3. I don't believe there are any benefits from clear shot. There's also no benefits for crouching in either direction. So let's see. Okay, on the brawler, the shoot is on a 5 and up. So that's 2 successes. The Deadeye, or the Zvezda survives on 4 and up, so it's fairly likely that this doesn't actually do anything, but okay, well, okay, that succeeded. Despite the 8, that is 1 more success. So that's pretty nice because, first of all, that does take 1 energy shield away, and then it pins the enemy, which means I can now just kind of advance 1, 2, get in there, right behind, and normally you would be able to snapshot, and you'd be snapshotting with a fuel rod gun, which would be extremely dangerous, but he's pinned, so he can't shoot. So I can just run into his face while he's pinned and do a nice little assault. So that is 3 base die, 2 for running in, and then 1 more because he's pinned, so that's going to be 6 total there. Oh, wow, that was abysmal. Yeah, that sucks, actually. Exactly 1 success. to the... Well, he is wounded, so this Vesta does get 4 and succeeds every single one of them. So that's going to do absolutely nothing despite being pain. So I think the only way I can spin that is this brawler has a massive skill issue. That sucks. Did I use anything? Nope. No, I did not. Okay. Cool. So, Kessoku Band. How do we want to do this? Well, I don't want the MK7 to die while activated. That sucks. So I'm going to try and delay that as much as possible. I could go for the power seeds here, because I think the brawler is going to die. I think I'm going to sprint for the power seeds. Yeah, I think these two guys are going to be fine, so I'm going to sprint for the power seeds. So, 1, 2, climb up that. Oh, no. 3, grab this power seed. So you are holding on to that. You're fine. Yep. Okay. And come over here. So these Vesta only has 1 movement, so I knew that was gonna happen. Yeah. You know what? I know it's there. You know it's there. We're just gonna put it down here. He's gonna just be floating. He's on this bridge, but he's also gonna pick up this power seed and then he's gonna throw it over. Yeah, in that cube. Yeah, sure, why not? All right, 3 dice range test. Yep, 2 successes. Totally fine, makes its way in there. And now you are activated. Yeah, he's just floating. Okay, and remember that item is also up here on the other part of the bridge. It's fine. Okay, back on this side. So, we've got all 3 are locked in melee combat. Except this Vesta is just kind of pinned. So I have to get up. All right, so we're going to activate this Vesta. He has to get up. And then I think that's kind of it, because assaulting is a long action, but unpinning is a short action. The only other thing I could do would be to try to break away, but I don't really want to do that. So I could assault. But I don't want to do that either. No. I have a better plan for that. So he's just going to get up, and that's just kind of going to be the end of it. So over here, I only have 2 guys left. Unfortunately, they're both locked in combat. I want the other guy to die while activated, and I don't want to die while activated. So I have to choose which one of these is less bad for me. I'm going to choose trying to kill the guy. I'm going to say trying to kill the guy. I'm going to kill the guy, or try to. So nothing incredible here, just 3 dice, but he is already wounded, so that is 4. That is pretty nice. Okay, that is 3 successes. And he's got only 1 success. Okay, so we'll just take all these out. So that's 2 remaining successes. One of those is going to take out the energy shield. Armor piercing 2 takes out the other armor, so you just have 1 more wound now. Heavily wounded, but not quite dead yet. That was a long action. Unfortunately, most of these command die are going to go to waste. I should have used the movement over there. Yeah, okay. That's fine, because we have a plan over here. Yeah, we've got a plan. We're going to use the assault die. I'm just going to spend that to finish this fight. So, Brawler, not wounded. However, Deadeye, very wounded. That's going to be 4 dice. That is 3 successes. Deadeye, oh wait. No, I don't redo the roll. I do not redo the roll. Should have been the other colors, but I'm not redoing that roll. So Deadeye gets only 1 survival succeed. So ESD takes that out. Armor piercing, goodbye. Deadeye, you are dead. You're not activated, but you are in fact dead. Goodbye. Now then, that was the assault die. Why did I do that? Well, I don't know. Why did I do that? Because I have a plan. The plan is to get him off of this bridge. Okay. Note to self. Don't build bridges with 2 rails out of that. So, it's going to use this, jump down here, grab whatever this item is. That sounds awesome. It is, ooh, that's incredible. And then he's going to jump across this gap right here and go zoop, and join in the fun over here. 2 assaults for the price of 1. Does he get to snapshot? I don't know. I don't know if you can snapshot if you're already... I don't think you can. No, you cannot. After reading the little card, you cannot use it if there's an enemy model in your cube. So this is just a free assault. He can't do anything about it. And it's going to be great times for me. So that is 1, 2, 3 base die. 2 for charging in. 1 for having a buddy. And 1 more because he's wounded. So we're looking at a total of 7 dice against that brawler. Even with 7 die, I've got 2. Yeah. Okay. You know what? This is fine. This is fine. This is why we roll those dice. 5 successes. I only need 1 of them to succeed. He's got nothing. The brawler isn't wounded over here, so he only gets the base 3 die to roll. 2 of them succeed, but it's not enough. ESD2 takes those out, and you are dead. Goodbye, brawler. Goodbye. I keep knocking over my cover. Oh my god. Alright, so all that death, and still no closer to actually scoring the objective. However, Brawler over there is dead. MK7 over there, oh, he's supposed to be activated. Is he? Yes, he is. Yeah, he's supposed to be activated. And then Deadeye over here, not activated yet. Last one is the MK7 over there. Do we just do the same thing? No, I'm gonna get spawn camped. Yeah, I can't do the same thing, or I'm seriously just gonna get spawn camped by this brawler with an energy sword. Okay, well, you know what? I guess we have no choice but to finish off the MK7. Alright, well, he comes in here. He starts a fight. That's going to be 6 because that guy is wounded. Deadeye's fight stat isn't incredible, but he needs 1 success. Alright, and he's got 4, so that's going to be 4 successes. So in case that wasn't clear, that was 3 base, 2 for charging in, and then 1 for having a buddy in the same cube. Oh, actually, you should get 1 more, because the enemy is wounded. That's another one. Very cool. So, 3 dice for the enemy, Spartan 7. That's, well, you know, that's 3 successes and an 8. That's not too bad. Okay, 4 successes. And that's just barely not enough. That extra die did actually matter. So that is 1 success. All it needed to do. That is now 4 wounds. And you, my friend, are now dead. Yeah. Goodbye. but you are dead, but not activated. And that's the important part here. So now we can activate you. And what do you want to do? Are you going to try and go for those? Or are you going to... yeah, you're going to spawn up here. All right, so you're going to spawn, and you are going to move up here. Yep. Okay, so you're going to try and take control of the center of the map from up there. I guess you might as well crouch. You can't take anything else, I don't think you can... Is he in range? No, that guy's in range. You can shoot him. Yeah, he's in range because he's on top of the bridge. That's right. He's on top of the bridge. And that's definitely a clear shot from the top of the bridge. So you might as well do it. So... that's going to be 3 base. 2 for clear shot. 1 more for elevation. And this is the pulse carbine, so ESD 1 and weight of fire 1 and armor piercing 1. Okay, well that is turbo bad. Exactly 1 success, but it does have weight of fire 1, so that doesn't count. 7. All right, 2 successes to these Vesdas. Man, really didn't use any of this advance. Actually, you know, I am going to use this because that guy died, so I'm going to take the Deadeye and move him there, I guess. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right, this Vesta, he got, only 1 success. Okay, well, that's just going to be 1-to-1. And ESD 1, that does knock out all of his energy shields. Okay, well, it was worth something. It wasn't nothing. Okay, end of round 2. Lots of death. This brawler with the energy sword is an absolute death machine. He's got the grapple shot. Kessoku Band has 3 models over here, so they're going to completely take this over. That power seed is going to disappear. Then there's 2 more over here as well. So that's 1. Am I stupid? No. Yes. Now. Because he has it. Yep. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's a 5th one up there, potentially, that someone else can grab. Maybe that guy. And then over here, they're going to lose a power seed, but they do have 1, 2, 3 over there. And they're next to Kessoku Band's power seed station, so they'll be able to guard that as well. And they have the fuel rod gun, which is really tough to take out of somebody's hands, especially if they're holding on to the snapshot, which I think we're going to. All right, so end of round cleanup. Everyone regains energy shield. Activation tokens are cleared. Activation tokens are cleared. And you regain an energy shield. So you're going to keep this one, reroll these. You're going to keep the advance, reroll these. And then let's see the new weapon. We're going to get shock rifle. Okay, well, there's only 1 place left for the shock rifle to go, so that's where it goes. And it's got suppression, which I haven't used, but it is a long weapon, so I'm not a big fan of that. But ESD 2 and optics and armor piercing 1, so pretty good. And a new item. Remember, white is X and black is Y. 8 and 8. Okay, all the way up in the corner over there. Plop that bad boy. Let's see, what else? I think that's it. All right, top of round 3. Team Hydra does keep the initiative, and they're going to continue moving. So they're going to get this Zvezda out of the way. So he's going to move diagonally down into here, 1, and pick up this power seed and try and throw it. That cube. Alright. And that is 2 successes, so that is successfully going to make it right in there. Perfect. Anything else? Do I need to use the movement? I don't think so. Alright, Kessoku Band. Can he get up there? Can he use that little... No, I don't think so. I think it's going to take longer to get up there. Okay, so we're going to have the Brawler... No, we're going to have this Zvezda vault down over the wall, pick up one of these 2 items. We're going to pick up that one, whatever that is. You're not currently holding anything, right? No, sir. So you're going to hold on to that health pack. Oh, that's super nice. And then also pick up this power seed, and then you are going to attempt to throw it on there. I'm currently holding that. And 2 need to succeed out of 3, and you succeed on 5 and 4 and up. 2 successes. Very cool, and that successfully makes it right on to the Covenant Carbine cube. Anything else that we want to do here? We also have an advance. We have these things. Nope. All right. Very cool. Just going to be a lot of moving objectives, I think. Yep. Okay. So on this side, we're going to have... Oh, that's a pretty bare spot over there. We're going to have the Deadeye take this power seed and throw it into that cube down there. Probably going to succeed. Yes, sir. That's 2 successes. All right, so that power seed makes its way down there. And then it's going to move to over up to here. Well, well, well. One of these days, I will make a bridge that's better. But for now, it's going to stay collapsed. He's going to keep Overwatch on that. Okay. And then over here, we're going to have our Deadeye basically do the same. So this Deadeye is going to throw the power seed over there. The same cube that the Zvezda's in. All right, so let's take these 3. That's 3 successes, so that definitely makes it. And we're just gonna toss that from there over into this cube. And then it's gonna come and advance 1 up here, and then I'm gonna say you can jump this gap. Some might disagree, but I think you can jump this gap. So 1, jump the gap, and pick up another one. Now then, back on this side, we've got the Brawler and the MK7. MK7's going to pick up the power seed right here and also throw it. Did I mess up? I think I did mess up. Yeah, the Deadeye threw from there. That's 3 cubes away. I actually can't throw it that far. So he will have thrown it underneath there instead. So he's gonna try and throw it into that cube. Pretty decent chance to do it. Range on 5 and up. Oh, okay. That does not succeed, so that's gonna scatter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, except that's a wall, so that's not really gonna work. So that's gonna bounce off of those ones. 5, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's even better, actually. That successfully runs way over here. And then he's gonna move so that's kind of blocked. He's gonna move 1, 2 over there while picking up this power seed as he passes through. Okay, yeah, that'll be good. That'll work. I think that'll work. Now back on this side, we have the MK7 and the Brawler left. Deadeye moves, Sevaz does moved. I think the MK7's gonna do some schmoovin'. Yeah, we're gonna use the advanced die to move diagonally into this cube on top of that, and then advance action to go 1, 2, pick up this power seed, and then we're gonna toss it. We're gonna toss it onto that spot. So that's gonna be dice test. That succeeds and successfully makes it onto that little one with the railing. 8. Very cool. So that made it over there. So they're slowly collecting them where they need to be. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5. And now, last one, and he's gonna try and defend this one. So he's gonna advance onto the thing here. He's gonna advance. You know, he's gonna advance. Oh no, there's a wall there. No, wait, no. He's gonna spawn on the second floor. And then he's gonna advance onto that. And then he's gonna throw it onto that cube. 2 successes. All right, he successfully takes this power seed and chucks it right next to his station. So, pretty good. And now, the last Brawler. He's got that grapple too. He's got the snapshot. How does snapshot work with lunge? I wonder if that counts. I need to look this up. Let's see. So the lunge is a ranged attack. So it doesn't result with me being in the same cube, which is unfortunate. If it was, that would have been so good. That would have been so good. It does benefit from high ground. So, oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. Goodbye. All right, but he's going to sprint. He's going to take out that fuel rod gun guy. Okay, so do I have a clear path? So I can go 1, 2, yep, yes sir. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. He can't shoot. He's holding a power seed. We, over here, get to brawl for free. Okay. He's not wounded. So it's just 5 die, but it is with a sword. Okay, so that's 3 successes, 1 8, and a 4th success. Okay, that could very well be the death of this MK7. Oh, wow, rolls very well. So take away 3 of those, that's just 1 success. ESD2 is going to take out both of these. Armor piercing takes out the armor. That is 1 wound, but it is lethal, so 2 wounds down on that Spartan. Wow, okay. Forgot about that bit. So that was a very quick round 3, with this brawler just doing a little chucking action. And very little shooting going on. So MK7 does get an energy shield back. I don't think you respawn weapons if they're all full, so those just kind of stay there. But we do get a new item. Three and 8. That's going to be whatever this is going to be all the way up there next to the power seat station, which doesn't have a way up over there. So you got that back, you get this back, right? Yeah, you got that back. And then clear all these activation tokens. Clear all these activation tokens. Now then, the board state right now, we have the Deadeye, Zvezda, and MK7 on Kessoku Band, tossing a whole bunch of power seeds over towards their station. That's 1, 2, 3, and Deadeye's holding a 4th. Then there's could be a 5th and a 6th one over here. However, Team Hydra has one that the MK7 is holding that they might lose, another one they've been tossing over, and then another one that they've tossed over from the Brawler. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 that are in their favor right now. I think I'm missing one. Hold it. I think I'm missing one. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There should be 8 of them total. Let me recount. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, okay. So it is built so that you do have to wrest control of at least one of them away from your enemies. All right, now then, let's try and reset this bridge once again. I need to build better bridges. Nope. Nope, it's not happening. There's a bridge there. There's a bridge. It's fine. There's a bridge. Now then, any of these we want to keep. I think we want to keep the assault eye. We'll reroll these. What do we want to keep? We want to keep... A snapshot should be useful in theory. We're going to keep the advance. Alright, yep, we're going to keep the advance. So first, Kessoku Band, another assault, and a snapshot. I don't think the snapshot's going to be very useful, so we're going to reroll that over the other assaults. Extra activation, that is useful. Now Team Hydra. Wait, I said I was keeping a movement. Right? Yeah, I was keeping a movement. Okay, so snapshot and extra die. Snapshot would have been very useful if I wasn't holding that power seed. Right, so that's a tactical error. Don't do that. Team Hydra goes first once again, so I think the best way to do this is to join the fight with the brawler. I think it's to just make this a big old brawl. All right, so brawler moving in. Gonna make this a big cluster. That's gonna be 6 die. He's got a buddy in there. And we're gonna spend the other die. We're gonna spend the other die. We're gonna make it 7. We're gonna try and drop this guy's sword. We want this sword so bad. Maybe I should have gone with the other guy first. Now, if I did, he would have gotten finished off. Nope, we need to do this. All right, 7 dice. That's incredible. Every single one of these hit, and that's 3 8s. So we get 3 new die. Every single one of these hit. I guess only 1 success. Absolutely no question about it. Goodbye. You are dead. So you die. You drop the equipment you were holding, which I think you're then just going to pick up. You're going to grab that. You're going to take his sword, which is a huge power swing. And that was your long action, but that was an incredible long action. I guess it didn't need to spend the extra die to kill, but it was a knife against a full health Spartan, so it was looking a little spooky, but that was some incredible rolling, and now that just totally swung the game. Okay, so Kessoku Band. That is going to be I'm not sure. Okay, we're going to take the Deadeye. The Deadeye is going to toss that power seed into that cube. No, into that. No, yes, that cube. That cube right there. All right, tossing a power seed. 2 successes. All right, very cool. 3 and a 7. So that power seed goes right there, and then they're just going to crouch. They're just going to sit here and look right along that whole alley. Keep a nice overwatch of that. Now on this side, so that was the brawler who's gone. So let's just keep things moving along. So let's toss the power seed. No, let's move it. No, we're going to toss it. We're going to toss it first. Okay, so we're going to throw the power seed. We're going to throw it right there. So, 3 dice. They succeed. Get rid of that. Throw it right there. And then we're going to... I think he can shoot that cube, right? He can totally shoot that cube. From down there? I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. From down there, even though there is that wall in the way, actually, I'm not so sure anymore. Is that wall in the way? Just gonna move some terrain. Come down here. You know, I think you can. Yep. All right, very cool. Which is huge because you know what you have? That's right. You have the fuel rod gun, and that's going to explode the MK7 up there off of the cube. So, does it hit? Yes. Yes, it does. Succeeds on 4s and up. That does hit. Frag 5. That is 3 successes, but 1's an 8. Another 8. And a 6. So that's 5 successes. And what have we here? Only 1, but it is an 8. Another 8. And a 6. Okay, so 3, 2, 5. Take those out, so that is 2 more successes there. So, ESD1 takes care of that. 1 die takes care of the other energy shield. And then armor piercing 2. So that is going to be 1 wound down. And then lethal 1. That's a 2nd wound down. And it does explode. This is frag 5. So this is going to knock you around. So where is that going to take you? 8. Pew, pew, pew. All the way down there. Oh, wait, no. That's this cube. So on top of the Hydra. So you are on the Hydra. This is going to be 4 dice for gravity against your 3. Gravity succeeds on 4s. Gravity is rolling well. That's 3 hits for gravity. Against, okay, 3 hits for you. So you don't take any damage, but you are still pinned. Okay, you are pinned, and we don't like that. We don't enjoy being pinned. Okay, so we're going to activate. So if you just stay there, you're going to just die. So I think I'm kind of forced to activate you now. So we're going to do that. We have to unpin ourselves, and then we're going to take the Hydra because it's there, and it might be good. The Hydra, explosive, frag 4, lethal 1. Okay, pretty good. Decent, not as good as a fuel rod cannon. It's like a tier 1 explosive weapon. Not bad. So now that we have it, we have some options. We have very few options, actually. Because he has snapshot, we have very few options. Because of the snapshot, we have very few options because we're so wounded already. If you didn't have snapshot, I was going to just run in there and smack that Zvezda, but with the snapshot, the Zvezda has Cinder Shot, which means most of the drawbacks of snapshot don't even exist. It does hit himself, which is kind of bad, but I've got 2 wounds already. I'm gonna just die. I think I have to run. Yep. All right, I have to run. So we're gonna just go 1 and then 2. Can we put ourselves so that that Deadeye can't see us? Yes, we can. So we're gonna do that. Heck. I'm just going to say I put myself on that cube in such a way that the Deadeye can't actually hit me because I don't feel like moving the terrain around for it. Okay. And that's it. That sucks. So back over here. So that's the Brawler and the MK7 used. So we have the Deadeye and the Zvezda left. Well, you know, it's futile. It is futile. Zvezda's going to move up here. And then we're going to just take a shot with the Cinder Shot anyway. Does it succeed? Yes, sir. Now then. It is an implosion, so nothing's going to scatter. That is only 3 successes, so that's actually not too bad. Could get away with nothing here. Well, we're going to get hit twice, but it has no armor piercing. So both of those hits are just going to hit our armor. We are actually totally fine over here. Big chilling, implosion damage, nothing scatters, so we're actually doing just fine. Do I want to advance? I think I do. Alright, I didn't use anything else. We're going to advance. And we're going to get in melee combat here. So that's 5, actually no, 6. They are wounded. That is 6 die. We do have armor piercing on our combat knife. That whatever that die is, doesn't matter. So that is, on the Zvezda you fight on a 7 and up, so that is 3 successes, but 1 8. A second 8. Okay. 4 successes, and you have only 3 left. And that is only one of those going to succeed, so take that out of the way. 2 successes, 3 successes left, and energy shield's gone. Armor piercing takes care of the rest. That is 3 wounds, and you are dead. And I can take the Hydra, so I'm going to do that. All right, Hydra in my possession. Hydra in my possession, and I found an item counter that's supposed to go right here, I think. Any other items that you were holding? Nope. It would have just been the power seed if I was holding it, but I decided not to pick it up. So I want to be able to shoot if I had a snapshot next turn. So yeah, that was a huge swing. Take that activation token over here, and now on to this. So what we have left, 2 assaults, extra, I think we're going to swipe the turn order with that. So the Brawler's not going to be able to do much of anything, even if I do get in. Okay, well, this is Vesta is, oh, that's right. That's right. Yep. Can I see that cube from here? I think I can. From there? Yeah, I think that's Vesta can see that cube, or at least that part of the wall, which means it can see the rest of that cube. So, fuel rod gun, it's time. We're gonna blast this guy. It is explosive, so things are gonna scatter. Does it hit? Yes, sir. That hits the correct cube. Now then, frag 5. Okay. Well, 4 successes. That's pretty good. 3. Oh, well. That's still one successful hit. So with one successful hit, that does take out all of your energy shields. And that is explosive, so you are going to scatter. 3. So it's going to scatter you over onto that cube. Oh my. Oh, that's bad. That's very bad for you. You are also pinned, which means you can't snapshot. Which means... Right, so you just shot. That's all you did. So you still have a short action left. So you're going to pick up this power seed and you're going to move up here with it. All right, so you're chilling there. You got a power seed in your possession, and that's close. Okay. That was your activation. And the last one, this Deadeye over here, is not able to see anybody. That Deadeye is completely unable to see anybody from over there. So it's going to have to start moving to defend. So they're going to go 1, climb up that wall, 2, climb up this, 3. So that was a sprint. He's got nothing else. But he does have pretty good defensive positioning over the enemy team's power seed station. All right. You're activated. Your last unactivated one is the Brawler. So it is this cube. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I'm going to rule that you can spawn on any stack in that cell. So we're going to do just that. And then we're going to just move directly into here. There's no way to escape being targetable by him, but we can just not be clear line of sight at least. So we don't have our energy sword anymore, but we do have a pinned opponent. So that is 6 die there. And he can't use the snapshot because again, he's pinned. So that is 5 successes plus an 8. Well, all right, 5 successes. 2 right there. Well, you succeeded once, but okay, you've got 1 success there. And I think that just outright kills because these cancel out. You've got no more energy shields, 2 armor piercing, 4 wounds, you die. Yep, you are gone, and so is your Hydra. Brawler's gonna take your Hydra. Eck. Okay, now the Brawler has your Hydra. That was the only action. I was gonna just assault some more if that wasn't gonna kill, but it did. So I don't have to worry about that. So that is every model activated. The Deadeye did sprint up onto there. And now we're going to use this to steal turn order. So Kessoku Bandit will take the first turn of round 4. Remove all the activation tokens. Get your energy shield back if any are depleted. So far nothing over here. Big juicy stockpile of power seeds going down right there. Juicy stockpile of power seeds in this area. Zvesta's holding on to 1, so this represents 4. We are going to have to swipe 1 from over here because we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 as well. So we can either go for the station or try and take that one. Yep. All right, so we've used the, are we gonna take an assault die? We're gonna keep an assault die just in case we need it. And we're going to re-roll these. Extra activation and an extra die, yeah, that's useful. And then, did we use, we're gonna keep the snapshot. It will be useful, I swear. Extra activation, extra advance. Those will both be good. Now, any weapons? Yes, there is one weapon that's left. So we're gonna just take a rocket launcher. There's just a rocket launcher on the field now. Extra lethal. Only 2 uses, but slightly more powerful than the fuel rod gun, but ever so slightly. Yeah, it's got ESD 2 instead of ESD 1. Everything else is the same. Actually, it only has 1 armor piercing. It's got more range. It's got more range, but only 1 armor piercing. So honestly, I think the fuel rod gun's better. Right now, at least. What else? An item. So white for X, black for Y, 5 and 8. And 8 will just drop that E right down there. And Kessoku Band will go first. I kind of want that rocket. I kind of want the rocket. But who's going to take it? I don't know. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out the Deadeye that's guarding that. So we're going to move. This guy's going to go 1, not pick up the power seed. 2, climb up this wall. And he's going to brawl it up. He is going to use the snapshot now. Now, snapshot does apply all of your weapon's keywords, but only for short action. And Sniper Scope does turn that into a long action, so it is just the base 3. Which all succeed, that's pretty good. There's the first defense. 2 successes. All right, well, he loses 1 energy shield, which, not a big deal. Not a big deal in order to smack this guy in the face with a knife and get him off of the point, potentially. All right, so that's 5 dice. That's 5 successes and another one, so that's 6 successes. 2, 3. Absolutely nothing. I think that just killed him in 1 hit again. Yeah, that just killed you in 1 hit. All right, well, goodbye, Deadeye. You are dead. And Brawler has defended the power seat station. It's very exposed up there, but also defending. So that's pretty okay. Now then, Team Hydra. Both of you have guns that are very good. Can you see that cube? If I take this MK7 up, can he see that cube? I think he can. So we're going to take this guy and go 1, 2, up here. And then Yeah, you can totally see this cube. The wall does not completely bisect it. Yep, you can see the cube. So we're just gonna use that fuel rod gun. We're gonna shoot the shit out of this guy. That's a success. That's only 2 successes, so that's not incredible. Now asbestos, 5 going up. That's 2 successes. Okay, so it's actually no damage dealt, but you do still scatter. So 3, that's gonna scatter you over here. You do get pinned, however. Explosive does just pin you all the time. And then, where did that cover go? Take that out. All right, so you're exploded over there. Not the most amazing. All right, what do we think of that? We think that we're gonna activate this Vista. We're gonna unpin, and then we can just fire right back, huh? Oh yeah, we can see that cube from here. Yeah, Vesta's gonna just fire right back with her own fuel rod gun. So that succeeds. Only 2 successes. Again, what is with these? Very non-lethal weapon. This will kill if this Spartan survives none of them. But he does survive 1. Okay. So that's 1 to 1, which means ESD1, you just lose those. But it's explosive again. All right, so where do you scatter to? 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You just kind of come over here into this cube, and you are pinned. Well, since he gets to choose, is there anywhere he can put himself? That isn't. Alright, well, he's given himself as much cover as he can, and I think that actually takes him out of the Deadeye's view. No. You can see the base. The Deadeye can see the base. Okay, so over here, there's no way for the Brawler to just kind of sprint way over and grab that. So instead, oh. I think he can make it. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I think he can make it. He can make it. He can totally. All right, so we're gonna spend an advanced die to just move him forward 1, and then we're gonna sprint 1, 2, up the wall onto this. 3 onto there. Might as well grab this while we're here, because I can hold 2 items, and we're going to use the grapple to move 1 cube adjacent, and you, sir, are 1 cube adjacent. And give myself a nice little brawl with the sword. Oh, man. That is so much movement. He also got a shroud screen, which kind of matters, but not really. So that is 5 successes there. Against the opposing brawlers. 1. So 4 remaining. That's ESD2. That will take out the brawler's remaining shield immediately. Then armor piercing 3, lethal 1. He's got nothing. He's dead. That is another dead brawler. Goodbye. Oh, and I can take the... Well, if I pick it up, I drop the sword. I don't want to drop the sword. I really want the sword. Yeah, he can have that. That's fine. I don't care. Or you can drop it at the supply for someone else to pick up, but I'd much rather have the sword than anything else. Okay. Huge movement. The grapple shot is incredible. And now 2 things left. So this Deadeye is still just kind of crouching here. Establish that he can see the bottom of the MK7 there. Or I can revive my MK7. I think reviving my MK7 is going to be the way to go. I need this brawler off of there. So I'm going to spawn up here, spend the other advance to move up here. And then we're going to just take that nice clear shot at him. So that's going to be 5. And he does have weight of fire 1, so we'll get to re-roll an unsuccessful one. Not too bad. MK7 succeeds on 4 and up. So that's 4 successes. Get to re-roll 1. 5 successes. All right. Now the brawler. 5 and up, succeeds in all 3, so that's going to be 2 successes down. So ESD1 immediately takes care of one of these. And then 1 die takes care of the other. And then armor piercing 1, but the last shot will just hit armor. Okay, so just chuck out his shields from there. Should I just do that before he's allowed to do any other damage? I think I should. Well, if I do that, then he'll be able to steal turn order. Did I skip a turn? Where did I use that? I've lost track. No, this Vesta went. This Vesta went and died. So it's either this Deadeye, who has to respawn again somewhere. Or I do that. I think I'm going to pass and let the Deadeye spawn. So he's going to either spawn over here, try to fight that off, or try and defend this. I think he's going to spawn up here. Then get close enough to take the shot. It is a regular shot. And he is crouching. But he does have high ground. So I think it's worth trying to take it anyway. So, it's not a clear shot. You are behind cover. But you do have high ground. Okay, 3 successes. Does not get to explode on that without the long action from the sniper scope. And now, you, my friend, are crouching. So you get 4 dice. And you succeed on 5 and up and got absolutely nothing. It's going to be 2 shots that go to the energy shield, and then the last shot pings off the armor with just 1 armor piercing. So last Deadeye, you can try and shoot up, or you can try and finish off the MK7. I think to be safe, we're going to try and finish off the MK7. Yeah, we're going to try and finish off the MK7 before you do anything else with the fuel rod gun. So that is going to be Sniper Scope. So, and crouching. Sniper Scope and crouching. Alright, so we have Sniper Scope, base 3, and you are crouching, so that is 6 die. And then we'll go and just reroll that for the Sniper Scope. There we go, 6 successes, and our MK7 is crouching, so he does get 4. 3 successes. Okay, not too bad. But I don't think that's going to be enough to save it. So take those 3 out. Take these 3 out. Yep, armor piercing 1. 1 more hit against armor. And 2 last hits. And he is dead. You are no longer crouching. You are dead. Let's take these items, put them back into the item pool. And that is the end of round 4. It's still 1 point to none, but the points are creeping closer. We got 3 over here, 4th one sitting right there, 5 right here, 6, 7, and then our Zvezda is holding on to number 8. So the Deadeye can either make a sprint over here. It's going to take a movement die in order for that to work. Indeed. Well, I'll go ahead and clean up. So, the end of round 4. Go ahead and take these activation tokens off. Restore 1 energy shield for the living models. Go ahead and take these activation tokens off over here. And the weapons are all full, so just replace 1 more item on the field. 2 and 5. Which will drop it right there, right next to the rocket launcher. And that is the end of round 4. Now the beginning of round 5. I forget if I used this or not. I don't think I did, so they are going to swipe turn order and go first using that, which does mean tactician. We will re-roll activation dice and another activation. Okay, sounds good. I'm pretty sure we used all of these, so we'll go ahead and roll all of that. Movement, shoot, and a dice. The dice would be the only thing to re-roll here, I think. The movement and the shoot is good. Let's re-roll the die. Might be useful. Okay. Special order. Pretty useful. Bring those back over here. All right. So, top of the turn order here, we have 2 on the field. We've got 1 Deadeye who can finish off this Deadeye before anything tragic happens to these. And we have the Brawler over here with the energy sword that I think could potentially get the MK7. I need to see from there. So they're in this cube. They can go diagonal down into this cube, I think. So that would be 1. Which is then 2 into that cube. And then up the ladder, or into this cube, and then up the wall. Heck. Dropped a Deadeye. So it's a question of who they want to finish off first. So if they take out the MK7, Neither one of them have anything particularly dangerous that we need to think about. But if this Deadeye lives... Oh, that Power Seed's still just going to leave anyway, I think. Because the Brawler's probably going to spawn and just grab that. Can kill this thing. Okay, so if this guy lives, what does he do? Pulse Carbine shoot. And then melee? That sounds like a really bad idea. He doesn't have rapid fire, so I wouldn't do that personally. And I am me, and I'm the one controlling. So if I were the Deadeye, I would shoot and then... Or if I were the MK7, would I shoot and then walk away? Maybe. Maybe I would. Between the two... Okay, that guy's more exposed. That guy is more exposed. And if he loses... He's more exposed, and if he loses the energy sword, that sucks. So we're going to start with the Brawler, all right? So he's going to move diagonally down here. 1, 2, move over into there, up the wall, and initiate a melee right here. So it's going to be 5 dice, 2 for charging, nothing else. And we're looking at 4 successes. That was a 3, wasn't it? I believe that was a 3. 4 successes. Very cool. And then 3 on defense. That is 2. Okay, not too bad. Take these out. Take these out. So, ESD 2. Take out both of those. Armor piercing of 3. And lethal 1, so that's going to be 3 wounds down on MK7. Almost dead. Very, very close. And do we want to... Well, no. Turn 1, so we can't do anything else there. All right. Very cool. So over here... Over here, I think we have something extremely funny, actually. So we're going to start with this Vesta. Can't shoot, holding on to the Power Seed, so we're going to chuck that. And we're going to chuck it, that's 1, 2, yeah, we're going to put it onto the same spot, I think. Yeah, we'll try and get it there. Yeah, yep. So you can't sprint, nope. Oh, only 1 success, but wait. It's an 8. Okay, 2 successes, it does make it. Very cool. Chuck the Power Seed. Drop that right there. Make sure not to knock over the bridge. And then, Fuel Rod Gun, range 4. That's in range. We're going to commit some friendly fire. He didn't drop the Shroud screen. Probably should have. No, it actually wouldn't matter because explosives just target the cube. Doesn't matter. All right. Very cool. So Vezda, let's see if Fuel Rod Gun. Does it hit the correct cube? Yes, it does. And now, frag 5. And that is on 4 and up, so only 2 successes. That's too bad. Okay. Alright, well, let's see what the save is for the Brawler. That is 2 successes. Okay, that's not going to deal any damage, but we're not done there. So no damage there. And then for our friendly MK7, that is... Oh. Well. That's 1 success. Survives on 5 and up, so that's unfortunate. MK7, you die to friendly fire. Goodbye. Turn those back over. You've been activated. And now, no damage down on the Brawler, which does stink for Kessoku Band, but the Brawler does get launched. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's find out where you go. 7. So, you fall onto this cube. I'm not clear if they fall. It's only a half cube. I'm not clear if they fall below or not, so I'm going to do a 50-50. 5 and up, they stay up. 4 below, they go down. Okay, they stay up. And they only, yeah, also something about the wall blocking it, but that's less than a half a wall, so I think they go over. And they do get pinned onto the cube that we just threw the power seed into. And I need to put this cover back down. Something like that, close enough. They do that, and then, they are pinned. Do I use the chute? Do I use the chute? Oh, I was stupid. I could have just used the special order. Yeah, this would have been the turn to use the special order. Oh well, that's fine. I don't think we use the chute. Nope. Okay. So, passing the turn back over to Team Hydra. I think we take this shot. Yep, we shoot the shot. All right, so here to there. That is 3 base die, 2 for sniper scope because we are using the long action. They are behind some kind of cover, but 1 more for high ground. That is 6, and the Deadeye is quite close to dead. And that is 5 successes, and 3 of those crit. All right, very cool. That was not a 7, that was a 6. So we're looking at 8. Now, Kessoku Band's Deadeye is crouching, so they do get 1 extra die to survive on, but this is not looking so great for them, and they get nothing. Goodbye. You are dead. You are dead. No longer crouching. You're off the board. So every single one of them needs to respawn. But so does every single one of them left. But that shouldn't be a huge problem. Deadeye is gone. Brawler is gone. And now we're going to use the extra activation to spawn our Zvezda. No, to spawn our this is tricky. The Zvezda isn't going to be able to take these home. So he only has a base movement of 1. But I want the fuel rod gun over there. Oh, well, we'll just do this Zvezda. This Zvezda is going to spawn over just over here. Zvezda's going to spawn there. That's fine. Anything else we can do with that? No. Yep. Zvezda down there. In position to pick up that rocket launcher. And the Deadeye has done its job. Alright, back over here. Everybody has to spawn. So we know there's only 1 activation left. That guy's in brief cover, kind of, sort of. Do I want to do that? You know, I think I do. Okay. Yep, we're gonna do that. Okay, so the Brawler He's already pinned. Okay, we're gonna have the brawler respawn. Up here, advance 1, advance 2. I don't think there's any way I can get a clear shot from here. But it could get high ground. Yeah, we can get high ground there. And then we're just gonna shoot with the needler. Wait, can I do that? Can I even do that? Can I go from up here to down there? I think so. Kinda. No, I'm actually not sure, so I'm just gonna go here. Not gonna get the high ground bonus. All right, that's fine because he's pinned. So, I think it's just 4. 3 base, doesn't have a clear shot, same ground, but he is pinned, so 4 dice down. And one of them's an 8 and a 7, so we got 2, okay, only 2 successes. So that's 2 to whatever this brawler gets on defense. Oh wait, also way to fire 1, I forgot about that. Okay, 3 successes, yep. And so that's 2 here, so that's 2, 2. Brawler last shield down. And then we're going to try and swipe that sword. We're going to use the movement die to move in. He's pinned. Cannot use the Spartan Special Order. So I have to be careful about how I do this, because otherwise this is just going to fall. There is enough space on here for 2 of them. All right, made it. Very cool. All right, spending the movement die to move into the cube and trigger an assault. Unfortunately, our brawler is, fortunately for them, the Hydra brawler is unwounded, but they are pinned. So 6 die there, right? Pretty sure another one for the pinned. Almost certain. And okay, another one. We got the 8. All right. So that's coming out, and we are looking at 6 to, do we even bother trying to use the extra die? We're going to try it. We want to keep that sword. But would we even be able to fight back? Or should I just use that later? Well, when else am I going to use it? We'll use it now. Okay. 4 dice. 4 dice to try to not die. That's a 0. Absolutely none of them worked. You are dead. You are off the board. And you lose this. Something I did just read. Revealed items. I believe items are public, actually, so I don't have to try and hide it from myself. And when they're dropped, they are just public knowledge. So, goodbye to your shroud screen. Goodbye to your sword. That is returning to here. The Hydra is going to drop on that cube instead. Just gonna do that. And you're no longer pinned. Activated. Okay, so we can either pause here and pass a turn and let one of these guys go again. No, we're just gonna use our last guy. We're just gonna activate the MK7, and he's gonna just kind of walk onto the field over here. I have nothing else to do with him, so I'll just crouch. Still has the fuel rod gun because I think that's useful. And that's it. That's it for Team Hydra. Cool. So, last one over here. MK7, kind of similar deal. Just gonna respawn here and then move 1 and also crouch because... Actually, no. We're gonna respawn here. We're going to pick up the Hydra. No, we can't pick up the Hydra. That's not part of my supply. That's on that cube. So we're going to respawn here, walk over here, and then we're going to throw the power seed either in there or up top. I think it's safer to throw it. It's safer to throw it below. We're going to aim it below in there. Alright, bada bing, 2 success. Very cool. That will land in the intended cube. So we'll just move you and then drop that right there. And yeah, there we go. Completely out of sight of any tragedy. This is very close to ending up a tie game. And that was the MK7. Now the Deadeye. So you have nobody left to move. Ah, shit, I should have spent the extra shoot action. Because again, what am I going to do with it? Well, I'm going to roll it over, probably. Alright, so our Deadeye. Are you in range from there? Let's think about this. Let's think about this. So from here, I could definitely then go up, get a shot, would have low ground. It would just be a normal shot. But from over there, I think I established that I cannot shoot there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you are in range. Not a clear shot, but you are in range, and you can do that. All right, well, Deadeye's going to respawn right there. Come up here, make sure you've got line of sight. Yes, sir. Actually, we're going to put you somewhat behind cover, but still line of sight. Yep. And then you're going to shoot. Now you don't get the benefits of sniper scope. So I could crouch and then make this one better and then use the shoot die. Or I could just take my chances with a regular old shot from this distance. I think we're going to take our chances with a regular old shot. So that is just 3. Just 3 die. 2 of them hit. 3 over here. And 2 and 2. Okay. Well done. We are going to spend the shoot die. And this time we are going to use sniper scope because these shots can be long actions. And that's exactly what we're doing. So, now crits on 7s. Very well used. 2 crits for a total of 5 hits. Now let's see what our saves are. Only 1, but it's an 8. 2, all right, 2 saves. So that's going to be 3 remaining hits. Takes care of the energy shield, and then 1 armor piercing, and the last one bounces off the armor. So well-placed body shot. 1 Deadeye to another. Now if I could get the shock rifle down on one of these, that would be... There's the focus rifle right there. Could be good. Could be good. Okay, that was the last action there. So that was the end of round 5. Yeah, this guy he went and did his crouch. Okay, so end of round 5. Has anyone scored? Absolutely not. Still just 1 point in Team Hydra's favor. They're looking good to start picking up some more points soon. This Brawler is certainly going to bring one home. The Zvezda is going to do their best. And the other Deadeye is up there. We got, okay, yeah, we're bringing home some power seeds. That's 1, 2, there's 2 on that cube. So that's 4 over here. There's kind of 1 free one that's sort of hanging out here, but that's going to get picked up. And that's 1, 2, 3 right here. So we've got some consolidation. but it's not enough. All right, let's see. Weapon platforms are all full, so we won't see a weapon drop. But let's remove all of these activation tokens. And then the Hydra Deadeye recharges the shield. No shields over here. Remove these activation tokens. And then item drop. White for x-axis, black for y. So that is 3. That's going to drop right on top of him. So he's going to get something. We'll find out what that is next turn. Anything else here? Don't think so. All right, so then round 6. Now round 6, I should have used the special order on that side. Team Hydra did not have the opportunity to use it with the pinned brawler, so we are going to reroll all of them. Extra activation and 2 assaults. We're going to reroll an assault because for the same reason that we rerolled the special order. And it came back another assault. Not looking amazing. Yep, also going to re-roll the special order over here for the same reason. Kind of too far. And again, to keep these 2, re-roll this assault. It's a shoot. Much better. Take that over there. Now then. So Team Hydra is going first here. Really was hoping for the extra shoot, so I can move 1, pick up the focus rifle, make a shot. Oh well. Did we just do a certain thing? I think we shoot with the Deadeye. Deadeye's just gonna sit still, use everything it has, and make a shot on Kessoku Band's Deadeye. So that is just 5 dice, 3 base, no clear shot, 2 more for sniper scope. And critting on 7s. Take that one out, add another. All right, that's 5 hits. Probably gonna end up with a similar situation where all the, whatever fell on the ground doesn't count. Okay, so we have 2 successes, 1's an 8, so we'll add another. 3 successes, okie dokie, yep, take those out. And that just means energy shield pop over here, another little body shot. And pick up these die that fell. Those assault die are not going to be very useful. Okay, Kessoku Band. Do we shoot back with the Deadeye? I don't think so. I think, as a matter of fact, well, you're crouching, and you have a really good gun. So I don't know how I feel about trying to... So in theory, this MK7 is in decent position to do something about that. Is exposed because I didn't hide the other MK7 behind the light pole. So could run up that wall, go 1, 2, or even run up this wall, go 1, 2, and have some cover. Get full view. Or go for that one. I think we're gonna go for that one. All right, so we're gonna move diagonally 1, pick up the shock rifle. Might be useful, most likely not, but hey, we're gonna have it. It is long, So that kind of stinks, but it might be an option. More options is never bad. Pick up this item here, which is a plasma grenade. Oh, that'll be even better. So it was 2, and then... Can we run up on top of that? Maybe we can, but we're gonna run and jump through that and end up over here. Tucked in there. And most importantly, taking a look at that power seed. All right, drop that off on you over there, and now Hydra time. Team Hydra. Team Hydra is just going to make the play to start doing some points. So first, MK7. We're going to pick up one of these. Very cool. You are going to move, so you're going to lose your crouch. And you're just going to advance 2. Pick up this, automatically drop it off. At least I think it's automatic. And then, oh no. Two points for Team Hydra. And then, again, you can't really do anything, so you're going to crouch again. Kind of disappointing that the fuel rod gun isn't really coming into play, but they do need to score points. So they're up 2-0 right now. So, Kessoku bend. Fuel rod gun will be quite nice. But the brawler is going to pick up a power seed and move into this cube, dropping it off, and then move over into that cube behind that cover, pick up this item, which is another plasma grenade. So that's one power seed dropped off over there. And then you know, they're going to shoot. But are they going to shoot with the plasma grenade they just got? Or are they going to shoot with... They're going to suppress. They're going to shoot to suppress. Yep. All right. Range 4. Wait. Range 3. 1, 2, 3. Actually, let me make sure you have... This is supposed to be a bridge. So do you actually even have a view? So if not, you're going to throw the grenade. Damn, how did I even do this? Close enough. All right, do you even see this Zvezda? Yeah, I think you do. Pretty sure you see this Zvezda. Yep. All right, so you are going to shoot to suppress. And you know what, fuck it. You're going to use the extra die as well. Yep, all right. So we're going to get 5 die. Gonna need it with the brawler's less than stellar range. Against this Zvezda's pretty good survive. Well. Exactly 1 success, but it is an 8. 2, okay. Only 2 out of 5 on a 50-50. Not great. And nothing extra to throw here. And that's 2. Alright. Does successfully evade. Is not suppressed. And that's just kind of going to be it. Alright. So over on Team Hydra. There's only 2 turns left. Well, you're going to get that power seed in next turn, so that's going to be 3. It's looking pretty likely that they're going to get these, unless they don't. So the brawler's going to spawn and try to go for... Brawler's going to go for some of this. All right. Unless it's Zvezda's turn. To sprint? No. Okay. Brawler. Brawler's going to activate. Move one here. Pick up this item, which is grapple. Damn, that would have been so useful. If you could sprint out of a respawn, that would have been so useful. But you know it is useful? Using the grapple right now to move over here and grab the power seed and use the auxiliary action to toss it over there. 2 successes, all we need. So that's going to toss right below the bridge. All he needed to do. All right, it's looking much better for Hydra. Zvezda's still left. Use this grapple immediately. And now... Wait, how did I do that again? Who did I activate over here? I activated the brawler. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. And then there's no point really in activating that Zvezda right away. So back over here, we have the Deadeye and the Zvezda. I think... Can you see this, Zvezda? Yes. Yep, Deadeye can see this Zvezda. Is that a clear shot? Nope, little stick of debris is blocking it. Plus the bridge might be in the way and I'm just not going to find out. So it's a shot, but it's not a clear shot. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the shoot die on the Deadeye to gotta be so shit. To shoot at the Zvezda. With sniper scope. No clear shot. But we do have 2 units of high ground above you, so that's going to be 7 dice to the Zvezda's 3. And critting on 7s, so that's 2 more. That's another 7. That's another. Oh my god. Oh my. Okay, that one rolled 2 every single time, but you know, it deserved. 9 successes. 9 hits. Zvezda, you've got 3 chances to live here. You've got nothing to do. Those die? No. All 3. Another chance? Okay. 4 to 9. So I think you do actually end up living this one. But that was extremely, extremely good. So 1, 2, 3 more hits, 1 to armor, and then 2 wounds. Both rolled extremely well, but the Zvezda does live. So that was the shoot die. However, do need to score some points. So Deadeye's gonna move 1. Oh, I can do that, huh? 2 over onto this, out of the way of the opposing Deadeye. And, yep, definitely can't see. Might as well pick up the carbine because it's there, so maybe I have a good option for a short shooting action. Which is knockback, lethal, and optics. Range 6. All right, AP 1. Yeah, no, that's good. That's quite good. We take those. And pick up this power seed and use the auxiliary action to toss that into the power seat station. Should make it, yes sir. And that is a nice little lob right in there. And then won't be able to take activation order because of that, but we are going to use this. Activates Zvezda, come down into there, pick up that power seed, and then lob that into the Deadeye's cube. Wait. Yeah. Okay, much better. So, lob that into the Deadeye's cube. 2 successes, all that needed to hit. Oh, yes, and I suppose the Deadeye picks up this item as well because they can, which, what does that do? Quantum translocator. Oh, would be pretty funny. But this is just in the cube. Deadeye is not holding it currently. Okay, so you have both been activated. And now back over here, we have the Zvezda, who has 2 wounds, a Cinder Shot, with ranged 4 and Implosion. So it is Grenade. Grenade does mean that as long... Yeah, okay, cool. That can land. Got nothing else. Yeah, okay. No, that's the one cube up top, so we won't actually be able to grab that. Grr. Okay, Zvezda's first just gonna try and implode the Deadeye. So, does it land the right cube? There's Grenade, Implosion 5. Yes, it does. That lands in the right cube. Okay, Implosion 5. So this is not going to cause any kind of scatter, but it is ESD 1 and Lethal 1. 3 hits. That was a 6. 2, 3 on the Deadeye. Potentially kill. If there's 0 successes. Well, that's 3. Might as well. Alright. Well, that was 3. Does no damage. Sadly for Team Hydra. Implosion means there's no kind of knockback or anything, so not pinned, just kind of dodges out of the way. But one more short action, we're going to use that to move closer here. Get right there, and that's it. Okay, everyone has been activated, and of round 6 is now tied 2-2. It's looking like it's going to end in a tie game, frankly speaking. Yeah, it's looking pretty likely this is going to be a tie. But we'll find out. So, gonna steal back turn order with this, and then, well, we might actually, there's gonna be some kind of brawling happening, I think, so we'll keep one of those. Alright, take out these activation tokens. Give everyone back an energy shield. Take out these these activation tokens. Used every single one of these. We'll come back to it. So, weapon drop, 2 of them. So, we'll take whatever this one is. Battle rifle. Okay, is that going there or there? Let's find out. So 5 up will go down there. 4 down will go down there. Okay, that was a 6, so battle rifle will spawn right here. Pretty good gun. Probably not going to see any use. Now then, item. 3 and 7. 1, 2, 3. That's going to spawn right in front of the brawler. Right down there. And I believe that's it. Okay. Now then, beginning of round 7, keeping the assault die, rolling these, extra activation and movement. Those are both extremely useful. Gonna keep that. Rolling every single one of these. Shoot and 2 extra die. Shoot's nice. 2 extra die. Don't need both of them. Another shoot. Would rather have that than the extra die. Okay. Beginning of round 7. It is Team Hydra. So we could take the shot. I think, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, we could take the shot. Don't have the extra shoot die to go with the focus rifle. Can we take that shot too? It's not clear, but we could take it. Wait, what are you doing there? No, you aren't supposed to be there. You're supposed to be in this cube. So I think the number 1 lesson I'm learning here is put together your dang scenery more sturdy. I'm not going to bother with that. Probably not going to come up here. Yeah, so that's Vesta was hanging out in that cube, not just right there, because they had to move there in order to check the power seed. So you can shoot at the brawler and nothing else. Otherwise, you can go diagonally down here, there, or diagonally down there, there, and throw it. You're going to do that. Okay, you're going to focus on scoring points. So you're going to come diagonally down that wall, and then you're going to drop down here, and you are going to auxiliary action, throw it 2 cubes away. 4 and up. That works. Or not 4 and up, 3 and up. What am I thinking? Boom. All right, so that's 3 seeds in the power station. Excellent play. Last round to get that threatened seed in there, and that's number 4. And nothing else to do there. So, in order to even tie, 2 of these seeds need to get in there. In order to win, 1 of these seeds needs to disappear. I know just the thing. I know just the thing. Okay. Yep, so we're scared of this brawler. We are scared of this brawler. He can stop everything. So, we are going to activate the Deadeye. It's funny, but it's not going to be a good idea, I don't think. No, it's not going to be a good idea. Okay, so Deadeye, picking up that power seed and throwing it in 2 cubes away over to this power seed station. That works. That will, in fact, land in the station, and then that's 3. going to then use the other short action to just kind of walk, jump the gap, and be back here in the corner on that cube, but with a power seed dropped off in their cube. So that is 4 points down for Team Kessoku Band. And actually, as a matter of fact, we can use a shoot die, can't we? We can. But we won't. Because I don't think there's anything to hit. Not from there. I don't think you can see the brawler from that little gap. Nope. No, sir. No, you cannot. You cannot peek far enough away around that in order to... Well, okay, you know what? You know what? We're going to do it, actually. We are going to do it. So no. We're not going to be back there. Don't drop your dudes. We're going to shove those aside. And we're still there. Still in that cube. That's a clear shot. That's a clear shot if I've ever seen it. We're going to use a shoot die. That is sniper scope. That is high ground. Clear shot. And we're gonna kill this motherfucker. That counts. It's in the thing. Okay. 2 headshots. 2 more. All right. So that is 7 down. Brawler survives on 5. That is 0. I think that is a straight up headshot. So, 2 for energy shield. Bop. Bop. Armor piercing 1. 1 more for armor. 4 more directly to the body. The most beautiful headshot you've ever seen in your entire life. Goodbye, brawler. He's dead. The most dead I've ever seen anyone be, actually. Now then, back to Team Hydra. So that was a good turn from the Deadeye. Team Hydra is going to do this. Okay, so need to get that power seed in there. Otherwise, they'll be in a pretty bad position. So I can use the movement die to pick it up, but then I still have to just walk. So I'll just be 1. And then where do I go from there? 2. There's nowhere to go. No, wait a minute. Nope, we can still do it. Okay, all right, here we go. Gonna use the movement die. Move this guy over here. Keeps the crouch token for now, I think. And then walks with this back through here. Drops it off, so that's 4. And then over here. And you can definitely see that cube. I don't think you can use explosive ammo with the fuel rod gun, but we're going to do that. We're going to hit that cube. That hits. Now, frag 5. Okay, only 3. Not the best. 3 survive on the Zvezda. Okay, so that's 2. Okie dokie. So 1 remaining hit. ESD 1. So Zvezda out of shields is explosive, so that is going to knock you somewhere. So that's 1, blah, 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 blah. 7. So that's going to drop you onto the battle rifle spot. And you will be pinned. Okay. So, MK7 activated. No longer crouched, because you have moved. You don't have scout. So, Deadeye moved. Deadeye moved the cube. Or this power seed. So, last one's going to be the brawler over there. So, over here we have our brawler, who is... What do you have left? A shoot? You have a shoot. Do we use this extra thing and just spawn the brawler? No, we don't. Okay. What we do over here is so we have that extra shoot. We do something silly. We do something extremely silly. We're going to activate the MK7. We're going to come out of this tunnel, diagonally, pick up the rocket launcher, dropping the shock rifle. I don't care about the shock rifle. It's fine, but I don't care about it. Doink. Pick up this rocket launcher. Move one over here. And we're going to fire one shot at the Deadeye cube. Wow. Oh my god. That was terrible. Okay. So that misses entirely. Where does that hit? Because it will matter. If it hits either one of those, that's going to hurt. 7. Okay, so that hits that cube instead. It does cause blast, so it's not all bad. Deadeye loses a energy shield, but that's not what we were hoping for. We wanted to just kind of kill this guy outright and then use the shoot die to kill the other guy, but we're still going to use the shoot die and use the second use of the rocket on the Deadeye again, because we want this motherfucker dead. Unless I don't think this Vesta can do this alone. Can you see your roleplay over there? Well, you can see the cube. Yeah, you can see the cube from one window through the tunnel all the way to the other. Yes, sir, you can indeed see that cube. All right, very cool. Gonna shoot the other rocket from that window through the tunnel and hit this cube. That will hit. Now then, rocket launcher, frag 5, ESD2, lethal 1, and AP 1. Okay. Only 3 hits. Not the best. Got nothing to do here, though. That's 1, 2. 2 successes. Alright, so MK7. You do get hit. Alrighty then. ESD2. Gets rid of those. Only armor piercing 1. Other one goes to armor. Don't take any damage, but you do get blasted. 2, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Straight into that wall. We roll for the wall, which I think is just 3. Could be 4. I don't know. The wall hits. Oh my god, the wall hits. Okay. I believe the wall succeeds on 4 and up, so that's 4 hits to the wall. One there. So, take one of those out. 2 to armor. 1 hit for the wall. The wall did more damage than the rocket. Unbelievable. And you are pinned. So we've done that. Spanker has done its job. I believe the shock rifle is still just kind of chilling on the cube. Yeah, never picked it up, so you can't. It's in the roll cube. All right. Well, that was a very underwhelming use of the rocket launcher. Fuel rod gun so far has been much better. Armor piercing 2 is very valuable. I know the spanker is 2 uses because that's how it is in the game, but if it's only 2 uses, I feel like it should also have AP2. Otherwise, the fuel rod gun is just kind of strictly better. ESD 2 versus armor piercing 2. Now, the fuel rod gun is just strictly better, I think. Alright, so that's that and that and that. Zvest is still chilling there. How did this happen? Why do we have 3 activations here? Zvesta what? Oh, I did use this. I used that. Yes, I did. Okay, so, brawler time. Offense or defense? How is the brawler gonna spawn? Brawler's gonna spawn to try to win. So brawler's gonna spawn here. And go 1 diagonal here. Bridge is kind of in the way. Can't get a clear shot up to the high ground anyway. And is going to rapid fire onto the Deadeye. Yep, rapid fire onto the Deadeye. Only 1 success, but way to fire. Oh wait, no, that doesn't work with rapid fire. Oops. Never mind. I think I may have done that wrong earlier. Okay, doesn't work. Okay, 2 more over here. So, got 2 options. Zvesta or the brawler. Doesn't really matter what order, so we'll just go with the Zvesta. Zvesta, unpin, and then what? Move? Nope, shoot. Zvesta's gonna shoot, and we're gonna shoot at this MK7 and hope we kill him. So, do we hit the cube? Yes, sir. Now then, frag fire. Ooh. It's looking pretty juicy. Oh, we've got an 8. There's a chance. Okay, 3 to 5. So we'll take all those 3. 4 remaining. Armor piercing 2 and lethal 1. You are dead. You do keep the fuel rod gun, but you're dead. So you come over here, you drop your explosive ammo. Doesn't matter that much with the fuel rod gun, but it just kind of stinks that it could go to the enemy. Fuel rod gun remains on your team hands. Okay, so Zvezda, that's all you could do. But you know, it was good enough. It was good enough. Now, last one over here. We could go for the Brawl and Brawl. Or we could go for this Zvezda. All you could do is pick up the shock rifle and then shoot with your cinder shot again. We need to stop the brawler. Yeah, we're gonna stop the brawler. So, first, we're gonna throw... We're gonna throw the grenade. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll throw the grenade. So, grenade, if two of these succeed, then it sticks him. Well, only one succeeded, so it just kind of lands in the cube. And the grenade is, I don't know, I need to look that up. The grenade has frag 4, okay. And, Whew. It's looking quite juicy. So that's 4 to none. Armor piercing 2. And a lethal 1, I believe. Let me look that up again. Yes, sir. Armor piercing 2, lethal 1. So that's 4 hits. 2 of these go to shield. Definitely would have killed instantly if that was a stick shot. And 2 more hits. Armor piercing 2. And 3 wounds down on the brawler. So now he's got one more thing he can do. Well, he can't sprint all the way over to you now that we've shot, so we're just gonna go 1, 2, and get the nice assault. That's gonna be 6 because you are in fact wounded. Only one of these. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. All right, so that's 5 to nothing. Goodbye. Yep, brawler down. That's this brawler down. Spawned just to die. But you know, he had to try. All right, so we're looking on 2 on defense, 1 kind of on defense. All right, and that was round 7. So, end of round, what do we have? 4 points to 4 points. They're going. I see. Okay. So, 4 points to 4 points. 2 down on Team Hydra. Everyone up on Kessoku Bend. And the positioning's looking really dangerous for this. We have 1, 2 threatening the power seed station. Both can sprint to it, I believe. I believe you can go here, diagonally up onto this cube, and diagonally down, drop onto it. You can just run 1 right through the window, 2, and then diagonally right onto the power seed station. So that is 2 to threaten. Meanwhile, the only defense here is the Deadeye, who is very alone, can spawn a brawler, won't be able to sprint, can maybe try to pin. And on offense, just has the Zvezda, and all the Zvezda can do, really, is try to sprint in, and won't be able to pick up a power seed while someone's in it. They would have to kill the Deadeye in 1 hit in order to pick it up. There's a way to do it. There is a way to do it. The power of the assault. Didn't even need that extra die over there, so. Okay, so end of round cleanup. Activation tokens. get these energy shields back. Activation tokens. Get these energy shields back. Any wounds? Okay, now, last item of the game. And, alright, that doesn't count. That was a 2. That was a 2 originally. 2 and 6. So we're gonna go 1, 2, and down here, also gonna be on the bridge that is there. Trust me, there's a bridge. And then we have our last weapon, which can spawn either 7, 8, or 1 and 2. So, 4 down goes up there, 5 up down there. 3, okay, that's gonna come up here, and that's probably not gonna matter because it is a sniper. In order to make use of that, you want the long action. Nobody's walking over there, picking it up, and then using the long action to snipe with it. Just not happening. Now then, Kessoku Band. We're gonna re-roll everything. Don't care about that. 2 of those. We're gonna keep 1. We don't need both. Assault. Okay, well, you know, probably gonna work. Gonna keep this assault. We'll need it. Shooting a die. We're gonna re-roll the die. Maybe we get a movement. Another assault. We really needed the movement in order to not lose. I think this game goes to Kessoku. I think. Probably. Okay, well, here's the start of the final round. I think in order to not lose immediately, we have to use this die. We have to use the shoot die, take a long action with the Deadeye against the MK7. So, very clear shot. Using the sniper scope. That is not what you want to see. That was only 4. It's not going to kill. Every single one of those is going to hit, but it's not going to kill. So that's 2 down to that. And then 1 to armor, 1 wound. And then you have to move. You have to move onto there in order to protect it. But you are going to take a regular shot, which is still clear, but it's not sniper, so you're not going to crit on 7s, which would have been great right now. All right, well, that's 3 to 1. It's not going to kill. Okay, one of those pings off armor, other one goes through. That's just 1 more wound down on the MK7. And that was the shoot die. And now Deadeye has to move onto there to protect the power seat station. So, it is Kessoku Band. We are going to activate the mostly dead MK7, and we're going to sprint 1 up the wall, 2 down the wall, 3, and we're going to assault. Nothing special there, no special weapons whatsoever. Dropped the rocket launcher, it's out, but that's 5 dice, 2 for the charge. That's 3 hits, 1 is an 8. That's 4 hits. That's 5 on 5 and up. There's an 8. Just the 1. So 3 remaining hits. 2 to the energy shield, armor piercing 2. So you are 1 wound. And, oh wait, what am I thinking? Hold it. That's right. He's wounded. So, it's one more there, which is a 7, so it's actually nothing. Forgot that because the MK7 is wounded, that the Deadeye does get a bonus defense die there. Now, gonna use the assault and try again. So that is just, no. Actually, no, we're not gonna use the assault. We're not gonna use the assault. So, on Team Hydra, there's really only one thing left to do. This Vesta's gonna charge. Go 1, 2, diagonally up the wall, 3, and then just for extra safety, run back over there, and I'm gonna use the special order. So that's just, we'll shoot with the carbine, but it is just a flat 3 for snapshot. Okay, and only one of those hit. Let's see what this Vesta gets. Oh wait, hold it. That was optics, no extra die though. And the Zvezda gets none, but that's barely anything. Okay, so 1 energy shield now. Snapshot did something. Zvezda's charging in. That's 5. Pretty good. That is 4. 5 hits. Deadeye's only got 1. 1 success. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, okay. So that's 4 hits. 2 down to the energy shield. Armor piercing 2, so that's 2 wounds down. And now we're going to use an assault die here. It is only 3. Actually, no, it's 4. He is wounded. This could potentially tie it up, actually. Ooh, only 1. This cannot kill. This does not kill. Deftly ducking the knife and surviving. 1 more assault die here. 2 that need to respawn. I don't think there's any way for them to win, but they might not lose. Because over here, we're going to use... No, we can't use both on the same turn. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It barely matters. Okay, we're going to use the shoot die. Zvezda is shooting this cube. Can definitely see it from there to there. Can see the cube. So, it doesn't matter that there's a buddy in there. It does not matter a single bit. It lands in the cube. Frag 5. Well, that was pathetic, actually. It doesn't matter, but it was pathetic. That's just 1 success. That's 2, so the Deadeye's not going to take any damage from that, but that's not what we're after. And MK7, also not going to take any damage from that, but again, not what we're after. doesn't matter one single bit. What we do care about is the knockback. They're both going to be pinned, but first, where? So let's go for that Deadeye. 1, 2, although 1 won't work, they'll just bounce right back in. 2, 3, 4, 5 would bounce them back in there. 6 would bounce them back in there. 7 would bounce them in there. 8. So 1 and 6 are what we don't want. 6. All right, well, that is unfortunate. Okay, well, you do hit a wall, so that's 3 for the wall? 4 for the wall? I think it's 3. I forget. 3 for the wall, sure. Well, that's an 8. So that is 3 hits for the wall, I believe. Okay, armor takes care of the rest. No damage to the Deadeye, but you are pinned. Now then, a friendly MK7. Where are you going? 7. So you're going to bounce right there. And 3 hits for the wall. That's an 8. So that's 1 success. Okay, well, it's going to hit your armor. It doesn't matter, but... yeah, okay. Nothing. So, you are pinned there. Super unfortunate. But that was the shoot die. So now it's going to be a sprint. 1 into the cube, 2 into there, 3 into here, and then we're going to assault. You are pinned. Here's the assault. Don't have a buddy, unfortunately. That was the gamble I took. I was hoping the blast would just knock... oh wait, this is backwards. I was hoping the blast would just knock the Deadeye out, and I could pick this up unimpeded, but 6 die to an unshielded, pinned opponent should be good enough. It's not. It's not good enough. Wow. This is going to end in a tie. That's 1, 2. Okay, that's only 1 wound. All that, and just 1 wound down on the Deadeye. Unbelievable. And there's an enemy in the cube, so we won't be able to pick it up. This ends in a tie. Yeah, I can play it out, but there's no way for them to affect anything else. That MK7 can hit the fuel rod gun, but won't be able to dislodge a power seed. The Brawler cannot affect anything. It can kill the MK7 on Kessoku Band's team, probably. But does not affect the outcome in any way. Okay, yeah, I'm going to call it there then. So that is... There's 2 more activations, but they will not be able to affect the point value in any way. So I'll just call it there. So, end results, tie of 4-4. Interesting rolls. Came down to the very last one. If that went better for Kessoku Band, they swipe a power seed from the empty station. That was a desperate play over here. It almost worked. It really almost worked. 2 more successes, and this Deadeye dies, and that's just 3 points in there. Okay, overall, it's a lot to think about because you have to do offense and defense at the same time all over the map. Because the way the spawns are, you both have 1 spawn that's pretty close to your opponent's power seed. In fact, they're both 3 cubes away. So you spawn here, 1, 2, 3. Spawn here. 1, 2, 3. So they're both equidistant. So it comes down to how you design the map. I wouldn't say this map design was fair. It's interesting. Definitely wouldn't say it's fair. Although it's unfair in different ways. I honestly thought that this side would have a much better advantage with the weapon spawn being all the way up here, and there was even the focus rifle, and maybe I should have gone for it. Maybe I should have gone for this focus rifle anyway, but I think if I did, it would have been 3 points to 4, being able to pick up the power seed that was on the ground here before the Deadeye got to it. But this is a really big power position, and on the other hand, this is also a pretty big power position, but I didn't feel like I could ever just sit up there. Ideally, you can take a Deadeye and just sit all the way up on top and get a nice view of anywhere on the map and really only get dislodged by an explosive, which I may also have been playing incorrectly. I'm pretty sure explosives do not dislodge items, but if they do, now they can't dislodge items because otherwise this ends in a tie anyway, or based on chance, because this Vesta over here shot a fuel rod gun into that cube. So if all of those power seeds also flew everywhere, the MK7 could spawn over here and do the exact same thing, and then all the power seeds just fly everywhere, and it's basically a 50-50 on how many bounce off of the walls and roll back into the cube. Not exactly a 50-50. This was 2 chances it goes back in. This one is just the 1 chance. So I don't think it works like that. Other items may scatter if they're hit by explosives. I didn't see anything like that in the rules, but maybe it is supposed to be that way and I'm just blind, which would have made some things a lot more complicated and kind of annoying, so I kind of hope it doesn't work like that. Other than that, interesting. I like the Cinder Shot. It's pretty cool having a grenade-type weapon just at your disposal. Implosion 5 is a nice alternative to Explosion because it doesn't give you immediate power right off the bat the way that Explosion does with being able to pin anything and everything. The sword is lethal as always. The fuel rod gun is very good. It's better than the Spanker, and it's better than the Spanker, just straight up. It has slightly less range, but it doesn't really matter because everyone's a monkey. And long is crippling. I was able to play... Okay, well, that's the thing. You can play around long by using shoot die to get into position and then crouch, and then use the shoot die to use a long weapon, which usually also has optics or sniper scope. So that makes it useful in that way anyway. Okay, overall, kind of exhausting to play 8 rounds by yourself. Interesting map design, could have definitely made this more balanced for myself, and could have played not right up against a wall so that I could go and see angles a little bit better. But hey, there we go. Thank you.